Yes? No? Okay, love. Now the questions, maybe before questions, maybe we can do a little bit to learn, to study, to read these quotations. Now we are talking about the fortunate student. Like fortunate students, like kind of the boat, and never try of the doing back and forth to take message or to other service for him or her, the teacher. And also there is the like a fortunate student, it is like breach. There should be nothing that we cannot bear. However pleasant or unpleasant the task he asked us to do. And teachers like kind of the ordered, or of course most qualified teachers, and asked to do something to the student. And dharma or any kind of sometimes provocation they say. For example, Jetsun Malaripa, and he only like kind of the unpleasant task about the building things, how many times he built it. But this sort of like kind of we never kind of reject, and we all the time is to do, and there is a reason behind, and qualified teachers or the Dharma teacher or like spiritual friends, and something is like an order to the student. It is all the times meaningful things, and it's not a kind of crazy or the mad guys and qualified teachers. And also it's like some fortunate students like a Smith's Evans. Smith, the Mr. Smith, Iron Smith itself has some very strong iron based anvil, or like kind of, I don't know how to say it. Anvil is like kind of you top of there is to make a sword, any kind of different. And then it's like how much the smith beat on the head of the anvil, and anvils never kind of cry or say something. We should endure heat, cold, and all other difficult situations, whatever teachers ordered. Of course, most times teachers order to us like to study, reflecting, and meditations. And this kind of activities, of course, sometimes it's very difficult to task Dharma activity, but we should to practice patience and to do it. And also it's like some fortunate student, like a servant, we should obey he or she, the spiritual teachers, every command, and it is very important. Of course, in the modern times, we is like kind of to say difficult. Also, it's difficult to find the qualified teacher. If you really to find a qualified teacher, it's necessary, it's such a benefit. That is 100% sure. But just to call the teachers is like difficult servant, difficult to obey. But also it's like most like kind of the qualified teachers or the like kind of spiritual teachers saying something is like kind of useful things, maybe correct to us, maybe digging out our secret defects, and also it's like it's a kind of the, I say is the example like gold. And first time we find gold on the ground, there's a lot of tarnish, like kind of the dirty things. And then it's like gold is happy or not happy. The goldsmiths, gold need to melt, cut, beat a lot of in order to make the purified. Then finally, the goldsmiths to work with this gold and gold stone to make shine out. And then finally, it's gold is a fantastic gold, like really shine out. Like this, our student also beginning, we have gold in our gold of the Buddha nature, but there's outside, there's a lot of tarnish or the like kind of the adventitious. And then is the goldsmith of the spiritual friends. They need us beat, melt, cut, many things. And then we need to practice patience. Of course, we don't need this kind of purification. Then why we follow up the teachers? And therefore, it's like obey is every command. And also, it's like some fortunate student is like a sweeper, like kind of the wherever you can to put it sitting. We should never be the proud, but take the lowest positions. Now, sometimes like we have like very arrogant, proud, say I am really is this and that kind of person, and I can't to sit on the like kind of the more higher than the teacher. Why not? How much is like this kind of our disturbed emotions coding? And if we are like kind of a little bit lower kind of the positions, we are sad, angry, and crying. Not like this. Wherever teachers put it, we may be happily to sit like this, like taking the low profile. It's very important. And like also as a fortunate students, like a bull with broken horns. Some bulls is like cows, broken horn, very sensitive. It's like cause like kind of this relaxedly some in the corner is sitting like this. We should abandon arrogance and respect everyone's to really become the very much quiet. And everyone's like this kind of describe and in this in Tibet we call the Ndombokopa is the sutta arrangement of the like trees like this. They are described like this. And then is other quotation maybe we can do later. Okay, now I listen to your questions.
Thank you. Philip Pond says, what does it mean to make a connection with teacher?
A connection.
To make a connection with teacher.
Connection means teacher. If you need teacher, you need connection through the Dharma teachings. You receive Dharma teaching, it's connection.
Thank you. Sergei Andoshin has two questions. The first one, once Rinpoche said that if we happened to meet Guru Rinpoche now, we would be surprised by the way how he appears now. What did you mean?
Now he appears. Yes, Guru Rinpoche, he said in the Buddha both, when they are passed away, and then their student cry, you are passed away. They said, it's like, do not worry, we will come back to manifest some spiritual friend form. And that meaning is like this. Many most spiritual friend is the reincarnation of the Guru Rinpoche.
He says that we would be surprised by the way how he appears now.
Appears.
How he looks like, I guess.
He looks like many different ways. Someone's very big nose, someone's the flat nose, and there's different. It's like appear.
Thank you. And the second question, Rinpoche mentioned non-existence and omnipresence, alpha purity and spontaneous presence. Could you please explain omnipresence?
Omnipresent means is the more or less like kind of the pervasive, like easily way the Buddha nature is like kind of pervasive, like space. This is the meaning of the true nature of the reality. We need to more later to study.
Thank you. Marat Karimov, how can we avoid harming our teacher with our unvirtuous actions?
Non-virtuous actions. If you are like kind of against your teacher, you don't to practice Buddha Dharma and don't study, and you only carry your own ideas, whatever teacher says not obey, and then maybe it's something is harming.
How can we avoid? Not to harm the teacher.
Then we need mindfulness, recollections, vigilant, to very carefully, attentively.
Thank you. Alexandra Kogut says, Dear Rinpoche, could you tell us more about the samaya of non-existence and samaya of omnipresence?
The samaya of the non-existence and omnipresent, and if you are difficult to practice pure perceptions, and then it's like against it. This is like kind of pure perception means in the like kind of non-existent in the perspective, everything is pureness. And also it is like no existence, the omnipresent, it means you never ever against any kind of the causalities. And in the luminous perspective, everything you need to act according to causalities. That is good. Spontaneous presence.
Thank you. Jean-Michel Paulman says, are human beings animals? If yes, why are they just like another animal? If no, what makes them not animals from a Buddhist perspective?
Human beings and?
If human beings are animals, are they animals? If yes.
Yes, social animal, not really animal. Social animal. Sometimes we are like animal. Don't know nothing, good or bad, just working, just kind of eating, drink, and nothing kind of doing things. Then it's become animal. But someone is like very much kind of intelligent and like kind of doing good things, then is animal, but social animal.
Thank you. Dinara Zai has 2 questions. Different teachers have different degrees of realization. Does it matter, or the main kindness and motivation of the teacher?
Mankind of the motivation, I don't understand. What does it mean?
Does it matter the teacher's realization, or what matters is the kindness?
It's a matter, because realization is, someone hasn't got realization, no realization, then it's no teacher.
And second question, how can teachers equally help everyone if they have many students? For example, how do they do it? Sometimes teachers even may be not aware about existence of this or that student.
That don't worry it. And like kind of teachers like need like this. That one is the teachers teaching the voice. And there's no partiality. Everywhere can to hear. Like this, we thinking is help means is coming to bread with the sandwich to help each individual student. This is not like this. Once this kind of questions, one is, but one person say, I'm like very much Guru Rinpoche, but Guru Rinpoche's millions of people's prayers. How you can help? They never studied these problems. If you study in the Uttara Tantras, enlightened is like activities, like a sun. Sun is shine in the sky. Sun is don't need to idea, I want to shine here. Whoever takes sun luminosities, they can to receive help like this.
Thank you. Tenzin Ladze says, when teacher examines student and sees such and such defects, is it possible that teacher will not accept the person as a student? What if that person anyway putting effort to become a student?
Just don't worry. You put effort, you never lose your courage. These good teachers never ever get rid of you. Maybe it's like sometimes we thinking like this. Of course, it's like teachers need to listen. We doing funny things. There is the like kind of the corrections, argue something is like this, and this student is also they doing best. Maybe not they doing bestest. And whatever the teacher says, and the student is, yes, but we can to say, that's yes, but, yes, but. But if a student try to do seriously, serious, honestly doing, never, the more artificially, yes, surely is their problems. But really, to seriously, some students are very stupid, very kind of stubborn, and of course sometimes difficult, but they are honest. This kind of finally it's become very successful. But it's like we are not honest to saying that only in the mouthy, like mouthly to say it's like I'm doing, but reality is everything's opposite. Then it's like this. Sometimes we say it's like when we practice Guru Rinpoche or deities. Someone says, last year I practiced a lot, and this year I stopped. Now again, can I practice? Maybe Buddha, Bodhisattva, Guru Rinpoche, Buddha medicine, they may be angry, they are punished to me. And this kind of teachers, if you are honest, sometimes it happened. And teachers angry, and also yourself sad, and but never, for example, Jetson Malajipa sometimes fed up, he run from the teachers, but not really is like kind of seriously abandoned, like in the heartily. Then there's never ever no problem. It's teachers never punish it, never teachers like get rid of the students, good teachers, okay. And then it's like it depends, for example, the student. Maybe it's just modily like kind of to follow. Then it's a taking care. See serious, Don't worry, no problem.
Thank you. Question from the Sangha of Lithuania.
Yes.
What to do if you upset the teacher? How to correct and please? What method helps to discover discriminating wisdom so as not to grieve the master? Thank you.
Greed.
Grieve.
Grief. to make the teachers
not to
desire.
upset, not to, not to upset the teacher.
Okay, to not accept. And then you need to practice properly, correctly, not to play. Teachers also to look after the student. It's like very heartedly, compassionately, kindly, concerning the student very much. And then is a student is like kind of using, like kind of the student is cheating and like kind of the deceptive way doing like this, then yes, like very much unpleasant. Otherwise, to the honest, really to honest, don't worry.
Thank you. Someone asks, how do we choose a master among all the excellent Tibetan teachers that teach in our country's local centers? Is it confusing to have several?
So okay, we can do this, maybe give answer later, okay?
Thank you. No more questions.
No more questions. Okay, great, wonderful. And there's next quotation is maybe from the Treasury of the Precious Qualities, chapter 5, verse 36 or 37. That one is just to be described, but already we studied. And be skilled in a never displeased the teacher. Already we studied. And very clever, very mindful way, very vigilantly. And we need to make the pleased to our own teacher. And also never resent his reboot, or it's like kind of the repayment, or like kind of this, kind of the shouting something against rebook. And this one's like the perfectly like kind of like a horse, never ever kind of reply anger way things. Never be tired of the coming and going like a boat. Already we studied. Any kind of to order, we need to like kind of do it as much as we can. And also bear whatever comes, good or bad, like a breach. And the breaches is like whatever good or bad is coming is like kind of the to bear, like this. And also the injured heat, cold and whatever else. Maybe it's like kind of the injury or hardships. Maybe sometimes it's a hard heat, sometimes it's a cold. Whatever is like teachers order to us, we need to bear about that. This is already is described above, like honor unveiled. And also obey his every order like a servant. Servant is like sweeper, like kind of sweeper like this. And also like cast off all the pride like a sweeper. Of course, it's like sweeper hasn't got any kind of the wish or something, wherever put like this, cast, like kind of cast away throughout the pride, or like kind of teachers not doing me, and like this and that, never kind of concerning these things. And also be the free of the arrogance, like a bull of the broken horn. And this the Pitaka says is how to follow the teachers. And there are the three types of to please to the teacher and serve him. There's three types of how you can to make the pleased and to the your own pleased teacher to service him or her. And then it's like we can to there is the best way is known as the offering of the practice dharma, and consists of the putting whatever he teach into practice with determination, disregard all the hardships That is the best kind of the offerings. Best to practice Dharma, study Dharma, meditate Dharma. That is then is like best, like kind of making the pleased your own qualified teacher. Then it's more easy. And like this is the like the extraordinary offering. It is that. And also it's like whatever teachers told to us is bring into the path to practice. That is the really is like determinedly, and also regardless to all the hardships. Oh, I can't practice, or I'm this and that. Someone's to say is and not very good, and therefore it is very important to. Okay, it's like this. Then we can today to stop. There's the best way is the known as the offering of the practice, like this. Okay, we can to stop there. Sonam daya tamche zikvanya. Thomni padana pamje. Hegananchi. Walam tupa. Supun solendro kando wa shoncha senjo rinpoche. Machi pananshi dirji. Shipa nyamba me. Koni kondan pewa shoncha senjo rinpoche. Machi pananshi dirji. Shipa nyamba me padon koni kondan pewa shoncha senjo rinpoche. Machi pananshi. Shipa nyamba me padon koni kondan pewa kori ravi korva shinkamsa. Pandon dewa malun jombo. Xianren zingwang danza janco ye xepe santi parda danger chi parden la mi kase tenpa tong kanyang yong la de yen jong la tong da yen ma li tsu sa tong nyurdu song ji sa lang go pa shoy.